Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Mysteries from Beyond the Other Dominion. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl, and today we're going to ask if the Dinos, the mighty dinos, were plagued by gutworms. Yes, I said gutworms. Report on a controversial theory concerning vampires. Tell you about two new discoveries concerning the possibility of life on freezing cold planets, and critique the 1956 cult classic Plan 9 from Outer Space, starring Bela the Count Lugosi, and cover other intriguing subjects, time of course permitting. But first, were the dinos plagued by gutworms? Now, University of Colorado paleontologists have recently made a disturbing discovery, specifically concerning a dino nicknamed Leonardo. Now, he was a Brachioelophosaur, which means the small ridge dinosaur. He was an American dinosaur, and one almost totally intact specimen was found up in Montana, nicknamed Leonardo. With a new scanning device, these researchers discovered over 200 tiny indentations or striations in his intestinal bones, and they have concluded that these were made by gutworms, specifically relatives of today's annelids or nematode worms, which can cause death and if not severe illness among mammals and humans today. And with 200 plus such striations, it appears that this particular dino was infested to a considerable extent. Now, for the record, this is a vegetarian dino, stood about 10 feet tall, weighed 3 tons, was 30 to 50 feet from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail, and was one who inhabited swampy waters. Now, where did he ingest those gutworms? It might have been from the swampy water, it might have been from the vegetation, or from some other source. But a number of questions now have to be asked. First of all, did he die because of the gutworms? He must have been in excruciating pain, but we don't know if those gutworms killed him. Next, was this just a lone example, or were other so-called vegetarian dinosaurs also plagued by gutworms? And was it just this dino who existed in the Middle Cretaceous period, which is the last of the 3 dinosaur eras, or did these worms plague the dinos across all 3 dinosaur eras? And were even perhaps carnivorous dinos like T-Rex afflicted with them? Well, first of all, we have a number of fossil specimens that may have intact intestinal bones, and this new scanning technique should be used to probe them to determine if the worms were a major factor. Now, we're not saying that the dinos were killed off by the gutworms. The prevailing theory still is that an asteroidal impact struck the Yucatan Peninsula in the Cretaceous period, creating a so-called nuclear winter where so much dust was blown into the air that the sunlight was masked and the temperatures dropped, killing off first the vegetarian dinos, then the carnivorous dinos who feasted off of them. But it's certainly possible that many dinos were killed or at least sickened by these. And another question you might ask, is it possible these worms actually attacked the carcass after the creature died? Well, that conclusion has been ruled out. They're certain that these dinos were afflicted, at least this dino was afflicted by living nematodes while it still was alive. And a terrible prospect. Now, how might a dino sound afflicted by gutworms? Let's listen to this fellow right here. Oh, poor baby. Oh, poor baby. Oh, yes. That's how a dino might have sounded, afflicted with gutworms. Yes. Now, until next time, may the power of the cosmos be with you. Yes, yes, yes.